Good afternoon. For those who do not know, I'm not a politician. I'm an economist, a libertarian liberal economist who has never had the ambition to be a politician. But I was honored to be honored with the position of president of the Argentinian Republic in the face of resounding failure of more than a century of collective policies. This is my first speech in front of the United Nations General Assembly, and I'd like to take this opportunity with humility to alert the various nations of the world to the path that they have been treading for decades and the danger of this organization's failure to fulfill its original mission. I do not come here to tell the world what to do. I come here to tell the world, on the one hand, what will happen if the United Nations continues to promote collectivist policies, which they have been promoting under the mandate of the 2030 Agenda, and on the other hand, what are the values of the new Argentina that we defend. The 2030 Agenda, although well-intentioned in its goals, is nothing more than a supranatural government program, socialist in nature, which seeks to solve the problems of modernity with solutions that violate the sovereignty of nation-states and violates people's right to life, liberty, and property. It is an agenda that pretends to solve poverty, inequality, and discrimination with legislation that will only deepen those problems. Because world history shows us the only way to guarantee prosperity is by limiting the power of the monarch, guaranteeing equality before the law, and defending the right to life, liberty, and the property of individuals. Does this sound like a founding father? We are at the end of a cycle. Collectivism and moral posturing of the woke agenda have collided with reality and no longer have credible solutions to offer to the world's real problems. In fact, they never had them. If the 2030 Agenda failed, as its own promoters acknowledge, the answer should be to ask ourselves if it was not an ill-conceived program to begin with. Accept that reality and change course. We cannot pretend to persist in the mistake by redoubling on a bet on an agenda that has failed. The same thing always happens with ideas coming from the left. They design a model according to what human beings should be, according to them, and when individuals freely act otherwise, they have no better solution than to restrict, repress, and restrict their freedom. We in Argentina have already seen with our own eyes what lies at the end of this road of envy and sad passions, poverty, brutalization, anarchy, and a fatal absence of freedom. We still have time to turn away from this course. I want to be clear about something so there are no misinterpretations. Argentina, which is undergoing a profound process of change, has decided to embrace the ideas of freedom, those ideas that say all citizens are born free and equal before the law, that we have inalienable rights granted by the Creator. Among them are the right to life, liberty, and property. Those principles which guide the process of change that we are carrying out in Argentina are the principles that will guide our international conduct from now on. We believe in the defense of life for all. We believe in the defense of property for all. We believe in freedom of speech for all. We believe in the freedom of worship for all. We believe in the freedom of commerce for all. And we believe in limited governments, all of them. You should also know that Argentina will not support any policy that implies the restriction of individual freedoms of trade, the violation of natural rights of individuals, no matter who promotes it or how much consensus that institution has. For this reason, we wish to express officially our dissent on the Pact of the Future, signed on Sunday, and we invite all of the nations of the free world to join us, not only in dissenting from this pact, but also in the creation of a new agenda for this noble institution, the agenda of freedom. From this day on, know that the Argentine Republic will abandon the position of historical neutrality that characterized us and will be at the forefront of the struggle in the defense of freedom. Because, as Thomas Paine said, those who wish to reap the blessings of freedom must, as men, endure the fatigue of defending it. May God bless the Argentines and the citizens of the world and the forces of heaven. May they be with us. Long live freedom, damn it. How great is that? I mean, this guy is quoting our Declaration of Independence and throwing it in our face. The Declaration of Independence and Thomas Paine, all of our founding principles. And he is saying, and look at Argentina, it is turning around. And he's saying, this has to be done because this Agenda 2030, this new pact for the future, which the United States passed, signed, excited about, he said it is going to cripple the entire world. And he's right. You want second citizenship. Maybe Argentina is the place to get second citizenship.
If it succeeds, which so far it really is, but it's short term. We don't know for sure. If it succeeds long term, I think there could be a really major change in the world.
Yeah, there could be.
I mean,
all you need is one spark. Mm-hmm. The one thing that stuck out to me in his speech was one of the last paragraphs. As Thomas Paine said, those who wish to reap the blessings of freedom must, as men, endure the fatigue of defending it. How many people do we know say, I'm just tired. I'm just worn out. I just don't want to look at it anymore. Remember that line. Those who wish to reap the blessings of freedom must, as men, endure the fatigue of defending.